Hey everyone, welcome to All This Science. It is Dr. C here with a very special episode, a video episode, where with your help we're going to look at some chemistry and physics cartoons that I made that you can use to help you understand a concept if you're a teacher, to help you bring a concept home. And if you have some great cartoons that you want to send my way, I can add them to this group. Email me allthisscience@gmail.com. If you just want to download all the comics, you certainly can. I just got to get my pen here, and there we go. That's what I wanted to have. tinyurl.com/cptoons. That will take you to a Google Drive where you can download as little or as many comics that you want. One of my former students, AM, did the drawings, because if you've seen my drawing of a grumpy cat in my Lewis structure video on my YouTube channel, All This Science, you'll know what a fantastic drawer I am. So, let's get to it. Here we go. So the first one is from chemistry. It's all about the bass, the famous Meghan Trainor song. So we got an OH minus here, and on stage, and there's all the lights coming. And again, if you can add anything to this, let me know. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory example. And so you would use this in your acid and base chapter. And on to the next one. Oh, we jumped to physics. That's good. All the ohm jokes. Okay. So here we have ohm, away from ohm, ohm run. Okay, so of course you're doing this when you do your V equals IR calculations. And here we have a better representation of ohm away from ohm. You can have an ohm all by itself, ohm alone. This one's actually very clever because you have a palm trees like on an island, and here's a colder vicinity, could be Winnipeg and Hawaii. Here's one that I stole from someone, I can't remember who, a Volkswagen, but I would rather switch it to a Volkswagen towing a mobile ohm, and there's your V equals IR, and the mobile ohm is in the shape of a Winnebago ohm would be better, wouldn't it? Winnebago. Okay, you see what we're doing here. Hope you're still with us. Let's go on to the next one. More ohm jokes. A broken ohm, yeah. Ohm improvement. Oh, they were making the ohm look better. Maybe lots and lots of muscles there, I think. Ohm cooking. Various stuff for cooking. Ohm fries. Oh, there's an Home Alone. That's better. Oh, with the Christmas theme, because all the Home Alones had the Christmas theme. Do you know I was actually in Home Alone 5? I bet you didn't know there was one, but there was. It filmed in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and I was a background actor in a party scene in Home Alone 5. And I got to talk with Ed Asner. That's right, the Ed Asner. He was the star of the show, and he was also the old man in the Disney/Pixar cartoon Up. And here we put one in that has nothing to do with ohms, but it just filled up the page. There's a policeman, copper later, see you later. And the U, I guess, should be a little more lowercase, right? See you later, because otherwise it looks like copper uranium later. Okay, and I can spend 70 minutes on these ohm jokes, and it gets a little carried away. And so when you use these cartoons, use them judiciously. Don't throw a million at your students all at once, because then they won't have time to do their homework. Okay, see, there you have homework. Oh, with some practice exercises. Oh, this is clever. You have all these different ohms being added up, so that's your homework. Good. Oh, there's more ohms. Ohm, sweet ohm. Oh, there's sucrose, for example, a complex sugar. C12H22O11. Ohm, sweet ohm. That's good. Ohm plate. Or you could also have the baseball ohm plate. And there's an omer. Yeah, okay. Very good. And was that the last one of the ohms? Oh, you could also have, I guess if you wanted to, you could have, I told you I wasn't the greatest of artists there. There's this pipe going up like this. And that, of course, is Sherlock Ohms. Not bad. Elementary, my dear Watson. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. There's no bismuth like show bismuth. There's no bismuth like show bismuth. No bismuth I know from Annie Get Your Gun for all you Broadway musical aficionados. So that's a very good drawing of bismuth taking a bow. Okay. And if someone asked bismuth how much they got for this performance, they might say, that's none of your bismuth. Okay. Oh, carbon dating. Isn't that nice? There we have some carbons. Carbon 14, hand in hand with carbon 12. Carbon dating. Okay. Here's one. Don't have a cow over this one. This is a bunch of different cows. Oh, it's actually a cattle list, which you would talk about in the chemical kinetics chapter, maybe some other ones. And you see some different subtleties in the positions of the horns and udders and all these different parts of the cows, as if I'm an expert on that. I'm not. But let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is my favorite. So you have electric field. This could be a positive source, and these are electric field lines coming out. You could have a magnetic field with a current carrying wire. And so you have an electric field, a magnetic field, then a strawberry field forever, and then Sally Field, who was the flying nun from a reference that essentially none of your students will get, nor will their parents or grandparents, but I get a kick out of it. And that is something I guess we want to have our cartoons sort of topical with what the students experience, and the flying nun from the mid-60s may be a little bit out there. But on a wing and a prayer, we'll get to the next one here. Oh, the students should all know this. Here's our friend Omer Simpson, or Domer Simpson, I guess if you want, saying dome. And you see that his head could actually be written as a omega, or done on the shirt. And again, I'm marking these up, but these are all nice fresh copies. You can download one, all, or none. That's up to you. It's all free, and you get what you pay for. Okay, on to the next one. The Ion Chef. Now there's a cooking show. It started in Japan and then came to the US called Iron Chef America. But we have here a double pun here, both ion and iron. And here he's cooking up some sodium fluoride. I might make it some sodium chloride, probably would be more likely to be in there. And MSG, I guess. And here we have the Iron Chef Fe2+. We could also have Fe3+. And then we could start talking about ferrous versus ferric. And we could have ferrous Bueller's Day Off. Bueller, anyone, Bueller, anyone. We could do that. So we've got Fe2+ and Fe3+. We have our Iron/Ion Chef. So we can cook up some good stuff with that. Let's see what our next one is. We have cations, NO2+, that would be a molecular cation. That's an interesting one that was chosen for that. NH4+, I would probably write that as, I'm such a teacher, NH4+, Mg2+, those are all cations. Anions, there you go, good, Cl-, O2-, NO3-. So we got cations, anions, anions, and then Spanish onions. Which might say hola, or we could color it red, and then it would be a red onion. So I know some people like to talk about cations, so they draw a cat and the cat's paw. They say the cations are positive. So there's those kinds of ways of remembering things for the ions. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Mary had a little lambda. When you're doing your quantum stuff, C equals lambda nu. And with nu, hey, what's new? Not much. What's new with you? And use the frequency. You can make that joke too. This lambda is actually not that little, is it? But there's Mary, there's a real lamb, and there's the lambda for the wavelength. So you can throw that in, redo the drawing any way you want. Here we have Henri Le Chatelier when we talk about chemical equilibrium, and then we have this series person who is above Le Chatelier, and that's Le Chatelier's principle. Okay, so it's Le Chatelier and Le Chatelier's principle. And of course, I know I'm spelling the word wrong, but that's the whole point of it, okay? So I'm explaining all the jokes, allowing you to refine them and make them better. Here in electrochemistry, Leo the lion says gur, so lots of electrons is oxidation, gain of electrons is reduction when you're talking about redox. Okay, some people say oil rig, but this one's cooler. And then if Leo the lion says gur, Tony the tiger says great. I made that one up. I always laugh at that one. I remember when they were called Frosted Flakes, and then they were called Sugar Frosted Flakes. Now they're just called Frosted Flakes again. I think they have the same amount of sugar, but they didn't want to use the word sugar anymore when people became more health conscious in the cereals that they ate. Okay. Newton's second law, F equals ma, Newton's mother-in-law, and Newton's coleslaw. And sometimes I draw the mother upside down and talk about an inverse square law and things like that. So this coleslaw looks a little like dog food or something, but anyways, should put different colors on that. So you can have some fun with talking about the different laws of Newton. Oh, we threw in an ohm one because we couldn't get enough of them. Ohm on the range. So here's a range. Now kids don't always know what that is. So there it is, the range, the oven, the stovetop, and you're cooking up some sweet ohm cooking. Organic chemistry, there's 100 of these. Oops, now I went too far. Can I go back? There you go. And you can have all the positions in an aromatic system. So parasol, paradise, paradox, Mercedes, benzene, all these kinds of things. And I forget what the Mercedes symbol is, something like that on an angle. Alkane, alkenes, dentine, propine, porcupine. How does that go again? Propine would be a triple bond, right? And then porcupine, you'd have a triple bond, and then you'd have like a pig here, and that's your porcupine. So I know some of you involved in organic chemistry have 500 more of these. This is just some ideas. Here's a phase lift where you have H2O liquid, and then you get H2O gas. So it's a phase change, and that's good. Walking the Planck's constant, 6.62 by 10 to the minus 34. Maybe we should give the units because I know some people use other units. Joules times seconds. And my high school was called the Pirates, so this is an added cool thing. And so that person's walking the Planck's constant, and you see it's H like this. Some people talk about H bar, which I think is H divided by 2 pi, but that joke wouldn't work as well. So I didn't pirate this one off anyone. I came up with it myself. Then one of my favorites here, the Polly Pocket exclusion principle. So there's Polly Pocket, who's an old toy. So there she is, and she's excluded from everyone else. PolyExclusion Principle, no two electrons in an atom can have the same 4 quantum numbers. But there she is all by himself, and it's funny seeing all these other toys having a little party, and poor Polly Pocket is excluded from it. And of course, in our schools, everyone should be included, right? But quantum mechanics doesn't care about that. So there's going to be a Pauli pocket exclusion principle. This guy here is just horsing around at the top. Projectile motion, we just show some projectile vomiting, and I've been there, okay, as a parent. She sells subshells by the seashore. This is a real good one there. So the kid is selling some subshells by the seashore. And I think this is our last one, which I just threw in. It's more biology, but maybe some of you have to teach biology sometime. So instead of a Nephron, we have Zac Nephron, who's a famous actor, starred at first in High School Musical. So there you have it, some cartoons. Please send me some of yours. Not jokes though. I have some drawings with it. I like jokes. You know what? Send me some jokes too. Why not? Okay, and we'll compile them all. Hope this is helpful, at least a little bit. See you later. Copper later.